Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time you're going to be watching this video. This is group 3 assignments. We're asked that the master says that we should write a code to print out the names of the group member, their registration number, their full name, and registration number and the level and your level. So that is the task given to us. And for we to write this code so that we all prepare, this is how the assignment we did the assignment. Myself and other group member, they were with me, and we do it together. So we say let's explain this particular code so that you go through it. Don't mind how lengthy the something is. The something is just a repeated pattern because of the 10 persons or 11 of us. We are all 11, just a repeated pattern. But the code ends between this one up to, let me see, sorry, the code ends up to 12, I believe. Yes, let's see. Maybe it's not up to, maybe it's not up to 12, but let's just see how it goes. Now, this is how it goes. First of all, because we want to accept input, from the user or from our classmate, what do? We first of all input this particular package, which is import java.util.scanner. Then there is here as semicolon to close it, semicolon. That is the first thing we must input. If you do not input this, if you do not import this java.util.scanner, that means this code cannot, as it will run, but it cannot accept import. Which we remember what the master says, that this has been coded, so it's a package that we can reuse. That as we are going forward, we are going to talk about inheritance. Understand? There are some code we inherit. We don't need to code that again. We just use them because it has been what it is now. We inherit it from our great grandfathers, who are the developers of this Java. I think that should be 1995 thereabout, I believe. So these are something that has already been coded for us. So therefore we continue and we actually input this constant. Remember, this is our constant, public class student info. So our name of the class, the name of our class here is student info. In case you are called to defend this, you should know everything about this. The name of the class is student info, and the name of our scanner, because the scanner has already been coded. You see, this is our scanner. The scanner has already been coded, but the name of our own scanner this time is called details. So the name of our scanner is called details. So our new scanner now will be details. We are not going to use the scanner that they're using, but the name of our new scanner is called details. So the first thing is this. What is the first thing we want? What is the first thing we want our user to see? The first thing we want our user to see. The first thing we want our user to see is group 3 member. That is why we first of all bring it out here. Group 3 member. So group 3 member will be displayed. That's the first thing. So the second thing we want our user to see is number 1. In that group 3 member, who is the number 1? The number 1 person. Number 1. That is why we have it at system.out println number 1. Please don't mind this particular space here. This particular space here, I'm just trying to shift the number 1 to be in the middle. Okay, let's run it. Let's see. I just want the number 1 to be in the middle. You see, now number 1 is at the middle. If you look at it here, the number 1 is at the middle. If we do not shift it, the number 1 will be hidden. We not even know what is there. But there are 2 ways you can do that. There are 2 ways you can do that. It is either we concatenate. It is either we concatenate space the way all this one we are trying to concatenate space, or we just give space. We just concatenate a space himself, not even putting it in quotation. You just concatenate space, just like this. Let me cancel this. Let me take this, just like this. Number 1. Let's take this number 1. You see, I try to remove this, right? You see, the code will not work. So now look at this. That means, look at this is how this is supposed to be. If we run this now, you see our number one is hidden somewhere this way. So now you can shift it without concatenating space by just when you wrote that number 1 inside that quotation, you just give space inside that quotation. It will work. You see this? You see, we have spaced it. There's no need of this is another one I learned when running the process, when I think from Usman. So let's continue. We can do that with plus is not necessary. The plus is not necessary. We are just learning. We keep on learning. If this can work, then the plus is not necessary. So that is the number 1. So another thing. Now you see that our users, we first of all see group 3 member. Our user is able to see the number one person that want to enter. Then our user, what do you want our user to see? Our user to see enter your name, enter your full name. So our user will see system.out, enter your full name. Our user will put his full name. Then when our user puts his full name, what container do you prepare for your user to enter his full name? What container are you preparing? The container, will you put the container as string container, integers container, or boolean container, or whatever container what do you want the container to put? So you want to put a string, because the full name will be in a string. That is why we prepare a container for the user. This is the container for the user to put his name. Then we'll now say string. Okay, sorry, that is not it. This is it here. Yes. We now say the user will actually put his full name. That means that we say string full name is equals to details. This details is the name of our scanner. Dot next line. Please, I think the master was saying that we don't need to put next line. But if you don't put next line, this line is for string. Is for string, just like int is for integers. So please, we need to put next line so that it will contain the number of names. Some people ask for name. If you put just next, it will only accept maybe 1 name or 2 names. But if you put next line, it will contain even though it's 4 names. So the user will now put his name here. So when the user put his name and the user enter next, what will happen next? What will happen next is that we are going to ask the user again that what is your enter your matric number. We are going to ask the user enter your matric number. You see, we print out enter your matric number. Then we store, and that matric number we store it as a string, because your matric number, there is alphabet, there is numbers. So we store it here as string also. So the next thing there is The user will enter his matric number. So the next thing we say, enter your current level. You see, your current level must be 100 level, 200 level, 400 level. So we also prepare an int container so that it will contain this. You see, enter your int level. So, and we prepare that is a container. Then we now go ahead for the, so we go ahead for the second person. Second person, print out number 2. So let's run this. And when you are done with that first person, you do the same for the second person, you do the same for the third person, you do the same for the fourth person, up to 11 members we have in our group. So let's run this and see. You see, when we run this, the first thing we got here is group name. The first thing we got is group 3 members. The second is number 1. Let me say I'm the number 1 here. I put my name. Enter your full name. Let me say enter your full name. My name is whatever this. I will go to the next. Enter your matric number. Matric number we have FCP slash CSE slash 23 slash 1094. You see, next, enter your current level 100. I'm not in 100 again, 200. Now, next is what? Next, you see, next, number 2, enter your full name, enter your matric number, your current level, number 3, and so on and so on and so on. That is how the something will go. So please just study it, go to the video again and study it. You will see it. It is very